So here's a video on how to replace a parking brake cable, well, all the parking brake cables on a Ford Ranger. This is a 1993. And so first I started off with cutting all the cables out because I'm replacing all the cables. You can see they're all new. Just use bolt cutters for that. And then to get these sleeves out of where they're all clipped in at, like everywhere on this truck, it's a 13 mil wrench. You just take a 13 mil wrench, use the box end, slip it on over that, just wiggle it till it gets to the bottom of it. It'll take a lot of struggling. Maybe like put some WD-40 on it. I don't know. But so I did that, pull the cables out, and then I just popped the new rear ones in. These are 10-inch brakes. I think that it matters for the right rear, but I don't know about the left rear. If you're getting Rock Auto parts, a lot of times they will actually come with new one of these conversion things, or like adapts it from the two cables to the one cable, and it'll come with another one of these like a bracket thingy. It's not bracket, but whatever, the connector for that. I just got this one from AutoZone, and I got that one from AutoZone, and they didn't come with the extra hardware. So you might want to save these if you're not using like Rock Auto parts. It might not come with it. So and also the front parking brake cable comes in 3 sizes: the 108 wheelbase, the 114 I think wheelbase, and the 124 or 125 wheelbase. The 125 is obviously the extended cab, extra cab, whatever you want to call it. The 108 I think is for the splash, and the 114 is for the normal regular cab. Not 100% sure on that, so you might want to just match up your cables, or just measure wheelbase to make sure you're getting the right cable here, because I was using a 108 wheelbase cable because I thought that's what I had, but I'm pretty sure it's a 114 now because nothing wanted to meet up right. So I first started off with getting the mechanism out from in there. So looking at the mechanism here, there's gonna be 3 bolts holding it in. 1, 2, 3. And I believe they're all gonna be 10 mil. One was swapped out. Don't worry about it. I believe it's swapped out. And there's a connector there, and I snipped that so I could get this cable off just by shoving a 13 mil wrench over it. And then I took a Phillips head screwdriver and I pulled it all the way back. I wound it up enough for me to get the barrel in on this side. So if you don't do that, the barrel's gonna be hiding up here, and then you're gonna be fighting with it. So I pulled this all the way back up, hooked it on the lever itself. These could spring out at any moment, so wear gloves and watch your fingers when you do this. This probably ain't the right way to do it, but this is how I got to work. And then you pull a cable all the way through, twist it over the side here, and then push it straight down to that hole. And well, actually before that I pushed this through, which it ain't even in all the way. I don't know why it doesn't want to go in all the way, but I tried using like hammers to knock it in. I think this is just slightly too big for the hole here, so you could file it down if you're having the same problem. I just don't care that much. And then how I'm gonna get this thing out without springing back is I'm gonna put a screwdriver through this hole over here. I'm gonna move this cable out of the way, put it through that hole, and then try to rotate it forward, both of them, and then rotate it all the way back, because if you snap it backwards, it could jump over it's like a weird, this thing here, the ratcheting part, it'll kick back and it'll slip back over that, and it gets all messed up, and that's not what you want, and it's a pain in the ass to get that unstuck. So just take a screwdriver, just rotate it forward, and then rotate it all the way back. Wear gloves with this. I don't want you to cut your fingers open or anything. No one needs to lose any blood here. And then I'm gonna bolt this back in, and then hopefully this 114 wheelbase parking brake cable will work good enough here. And I'll show you the rest of how I did this. So then to get the cable up through there though, you'll have to crawl up under here. Here's a clip here, and then you shove it all the way up here. There's gonna be a hole. If you have some light up here, you can see daylight through that hole there, and just jam it up through that hole. And then that's really why it was helpful to get that thing out, because you cannot get that stuff like very easy in the truck. So I found it easier to remove the whole assembly itself. And then now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull the rear ones tight, and I'm gonna use some vice grips to pinch down on the cable to hold them tight. So as you can see, you can actually do this one person. Not actually that hard. You need some vice grips. Pull this as tight as you can with a pair of pliers. Use a pair of pliers like that, and you can actually see the cables. Well, I have this one because I just replaced that one. So just keep them in view so you can actually see the springs tension. And then when you pull it back, this one will pull back first. So just clamp it on that. Make sure that it doesn't slip loose. So I let go of it for a second, and then grabbed it again, pulled it back, clamped it on the rear one. So they're both tight. And then this cable right here, the barrel for this was really big and didn't actually fit in this clip thing. So I ended up having to use the pliers to just kind of smash it into place, because you can see it's held by an indentation down here, so it's not going to go anywhere. So I just had to kind of bend the metal out of the way. So be careful with that. Make sure that both of these slip in, because normally they're supposed to just like go into this little opening right here and then just slip backwards. So basically that's what I did. I just clamped it on this one and then pulled it as far back forward as I could, wearing some gloves so I didn't cut my hands, and just hooked it right back over that. And now it's got a bit of tension, and I should be able to remove these clips, and then it tensions even more. Hell yeah. Okay, so I figured out the best way to get the parking brake cable on the lever here, and this isn't fully together obviously, but if you come back over here, grab your pair of pliers, just a regular pair of pliers, and a pair of vice grips again that you used earlier. Grab the cable with the pliers, pull back as hard as you can, as far as it'll go, and then clamp down there with the pliers. That'll leave a lot of slack right there on that cable, on that spring, that you can just pull it back with your fingers and just slip the lever onto it. I'll show you with the passenger side. Here's my lever, and actually I can't use both my hands, but you can see that you can just push back with this. Well, with two hands is a lot easier, but you can just push back with the spring here and slip on the lever. That's the best way to do this. And for a video about how to get the actual hardware and everything on the drums, look up a video. I'm not explaining it.